Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have signed quarterback Josh Rosen to their practice squad. Now, first things first, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I'm a big fan of this move. I really do like Josh Rosen. I feel like the past 2 years with the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins have been extremely unfair to him and have very much skewed the opinion of what Josh Rosen could potentially be here in the NFL. Myself personally, I feel like Josh Rosen hasn't even begun to scratch the surface of being actually given a chance to be a quarterback here in this league, and that's a darn shame for somebody who was selected with the 10th overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft. So let's start talking about this move. What are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting on their practice squad with Josh Rosen now being a member? Well, first thing I do have to say is, I'm not sure how long Josh Rosen is going to be on the practice squad. He could be promoted to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 53-man roster relatively soon, or he could even go and sign with another team's active roster somewhere down the line as well. The report right now is that Josh Rosen chose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers practice squad due to the stability that the organization has right now with Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, among other guys. He had also been in discussions with other teams about potentially joining their 53-man rosters, but he opted for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers instead. So first thing I do want to say here is that Josh Rosen could easily take that third quarterback job from a guy like Ryan Griffin relatively soon here. And I'm a big fan of Ryan Griffin's. I feel like if the opportunity does raise where Josh Rosen does replace Ryan Griffin could easily be brought back into the practice squad since there are some restrictions lifted for guys like NFL veterans being members of practice squad. So that's the first thing. Who knows what's going to happen with Josh Rosen? He is currently on the practice squad right now. He could end up on the Bucs 53-man roster, but the Bucs could also easily lose him to another team's 53-man roster. But the key here is that Josh Rosen chose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is a very important thing to highlight. So what kind of player are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting with Josh Rosen? In my opinion, I feel that Josh Rosen has a pretty decent blend of accuracy as well as mobility. And I know the numbers don't suggest that here, looking at his stats right down here in the bottom right. He has a career completion percentage accuracy of 54.8% with 12 touchdowns to 19 interceptions. That's not good stats for your first 2 years in the NFL, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I feel the first 2 years of Josh Rosen's NFL career were extremely unfair to him. He was on an Arizona Cardinals team that did not believe in him. They gave up on him and the head coach after just one season with the drafting of Kyler Murray and the hiring of Cliff Kingsbury. He was sacked 45 times in 13 starts in that year with Arizona. That's terrible. That is definitely probably the worst offensive line showing for that year. He then went to the Miami Dolphins, where he played in 6 games starting 3, an 0-3 record, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions, but he was sacked 16 times. Again, the Miami Dolphins ended up with the 5th overall pick and had one of the worst offensive lines in football. So to say that Josh Rosen wasn't getting a ton of help from both the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins, I really feel like is an understatement. So to have him now be a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization with I would say at least an average offensive line, above average in certain areas, as well as being able to work with guys like Clyde Christensen, Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, and Byron Leftwich, again, who was his quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator for that 1 year with the Arizona Cardinals, I think could do absolute wonders for his overall development and really start to show what Josh Rosen can do at the quarterback position. Because again, I really feel like that Josh Rosen hasn't even been able to scratch the surface of what he can do as a quarterback in the NFL. And I feel like us as Tampa Bay Buccaneers or just NFL fans have not had the opportunity to see what Josh Rosen can do due to just these 2 downright unfair years that he's had with the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. So I can completely understand why Josh Rosen was looking for that stability, and hopefully I feel like he has found it here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So very, very excited to have Josh Rosen be a part of this team. I personally feel he could be a future franchise quarterback for this team, and I know that that's like, whoa, James, hot takes, super optimistic James over here, but the guy's only 23 years old. That's the age of some of the guys who were just drafted in this most recent recent NFL draft. So to say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can definitely take their time to groom and work with Josh Rosen is definitely not a crazy thing to say. They can develop Josh Rosen, and they have the guys to do it. They have Bruce Arians, who's worked with some of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. They have Clyde Christensen, who can say the same exact thing for Bruce Arians. They have Byron Leftwich, who is a young up-and-coming offensive coordinator who has worked with Josh Rosen before. They have so many different pieces and guys right now who can really help Josh Rosen's overall development and really show him how to be an NFL quarterback, because quite frankly, I feel like he wasn't getting that kind of training and grooming with Arizona and the Miami Dolphins. And if he was just, say, a 6th round pick or a 7th round pick, I would understand and I wouldn't be making a claim like that. But this guy was a former 10th overall pick in the NFL draft. There was a reason why he was so highly touted, and he had a first round grade on him by many draft analysts, and there's a reason for that. Is because coming out of college, Josh Rosen had a lot of good abilities as a quarterback. He had the mobility to a certain degree. He's not the most mobile guy in the world, but he can run if you need him to be, and he's a very accurate passer who just hasn't had the ability to show that yet because he played with the 2 worst offensive lines in football in 2018 and in 2019. So I really do feel like if you can build, I feel like you can build around Josh Rosen. I really do feel like you can, and once he does get some pieces and some actual help, I think that we'll see a dramatic shift in the improvement in the growth of Josh Rosen. So I do think that he can end up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 53-man roster. I personally would definitely be supportive of that. I feel like I would definitely have him on there over a guy like Ryan Griffin, which I know may sound like sacrilege, but I wouldn't want to risk losing Josh Rosen to another team. I would rather call Josh Rosen up from the practice squad to the 53-man roster, waive Ryan Griffin, and then hopefully re-sign him to the practice squad now that some of those restrictions are lifted and veterans can be on the practice squad. That's what I would personally do, because I wouldn't want to risk losing Josh Rosen. A lot of people, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Tom Brady, were saying, well, that's great, we have Tom Brady, he's super old, what are we going to do after Tom Brady? We might have the answer here with Josh Rosen. He is a former number 10 overall pick. I know his stats don't exactly scream franchise quarterback under any circumstances, but he was a part of the 2 arguably worst teams in football, both in 2018 and in 2019 respectively. So I really do think that with this situation, it is a match made in heaven with Josh Rosen now joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and having one of the most veteran experienced coaching staffs in the entire NFL, as well as the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady helping him out as well. This could be exactly what Josh Rosen was looking for, and this could be the answer the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were looking for in terms of a succession plan post Tom Brady after his 2-year contract is up with the team. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think about this move down in the comments section below. What do you think about the Josh Rosen signing? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs!